Hello listener and welcome to a brand new episode of the Keeping Up Appearances podcast, full of opinion, debate and football trivia with a hint of nostalgia. I'm Callum Murray and here with me is...
Sean O'Hara,
Bob Gall and Michael Tosh.
They say not to judge a book by its cover, but we might judge a player by their appearance. Let's get into it.
I've got it. I mean, I know I don't really talk much anyway these days, but I've got a wisdom tooth issue. So I feel like it's me to speak. So obviously doing a podcast is a good idea, but I might be quiet for most of it. So if anyone wants to take me links off me, Griffin, if you want to take me links off me,
should be a good episode this week. Then I'm already thinking.
If you want links, mate, I've got them.
How long do you think Callum's been getting dressed for this? Just because Griffin's on.
He's off camera because he's actually wanking.
That's the name of this week's podcast.
It isn't.
Could be. Let's not rule it out.
Yeah.
Is that a Gimpshark top, Cal? What are you doing?
Jesus Christ. On the wrong podcast. He needs to be on Diary of his CEO, the helmet.
Thanks, Bob.
Like someone out the Wanted.
What do you look like something else of?
Loot litter.
Oh. All right.
Who?
Anybody?
I'm not, so I didn't respond.
I just assumed you were to Griffin, sorry.
Are we ready to go? Or?
Yeah, we've been waiting for you for ages.
It's Carney, what's he going to do? Ready! Oh, yes!
Well, welcome to this week's episode of Keeping Up Appearances. We have some great content lined up again. A very fun Marooned 5. And we have pulled in a Liverpool fan who I'm sure will tell us lots about Klopp's passing. It was very sad news that he died recently. Obviously, the media have been really heavy on it, so I'm sure.
Of AIDS.
It's the AIDS again.
Yeah. He's got full-blown AIDS.
Want me to start again, Sean?
You know what, Cal? You keep going. You were great. I'll cut them out.
So, yes, we welcome Matthew Griffin back for his second appearance.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. How long was it since the last one? I didn't think we were going to invite him back, but...
He was our first ever guest, to be fair.
He is, and they've gone up and up and up since then, to be fair.
You've had a few comedians on, so you know.
Down and up.
Yeah.
You were the original comedian guest, so you can take that.
You said it.
Thanks for being with us. But before we get on to all the fun stuff, we'll go on to the greatest...
Less fun stuff.
I'm going to say the greatest Chris-based quiz in the world.
You can't say before we get on to the fun stuff. Is any given Saturday.
If you want to get onto the real stuff, is any given Saturday.
Oh yeah, cheers for that.
Go on, take it away.
Right, so obviously I can tell you're all buzzing for this, so let's make it quick. Eh?
I've been revised at Sunderland and Wigan.
This is from the 2007-8 season, and it's Saturday, the 8th of December. I've got two games. We'll start off with the first one, as Griffin's on. We've got another Liverpool game, but this time they get beat. So, so it's Reading 3, Liverpool 1. Go.
Did Callum want to sign one of the people who scored last week for Everton?
No.
Let me down there.
One of the players have blonde highlights.
Yes.
Is it Kevin Doyle?
Yep.
Is the other one Ginge?
Well, there's two others, but no, neither of them are.
Did one of them have a brother who also played for Reading?
Yes.
Did he destroy Peter Cech's head?
Yes.
Stephen Hunt.
Correct.
Baller.
Two Reading players down. You've got one to go. But fortunately for me, you've got the hardest one left.
Is he a left back?
That was going to be my guess.
No.
Is he a midfielder?
Yep.
Is he another Carrot Top?
He's not, no.
Oh no, we've already asked that one. It wasn't Kitson, was it? I was thinking Sidwell.
Is the Liverpool
Chelsea's
player?
greatest ever number 9.
Is the Liverpool player a striker?
No.
Was the Liverpool player Argentinian?
No.
Was he a left back, the Liverpool player?
No.
You was
Did
copying
he-
my question for the red one, you?
Did he bat for DJs?
He did.
Is it Steven Gerrard?
Allegedly. Well, last week we had his debut goal. What number goal was that? Sean, do you know? Because I think I do. I think I do. Red and midfielder.
Was he English?
Yep.
Would we know him?
I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, it'd be a long night. But I know him because
Okay.
at the time, Reading were one of my Pro Evo teams. And
What was his name on Pro Evo then?
He used to slough for me on Pro Evo.
What was
Did he-
Redding? What was Redding's name on Pro Evo? They were something like to do with
Like
Hertfordshire or
Hertfordshire.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he play for any other team in the Prem
Yes.
before or after Reading?
In fact, I don't know if they were in the Prem. Oh, I reckon they probably were. So he started off at a top 16, but didn't make an appearance.
Still
And then
could be Steve Sidwell.
Is it Steve Sidwell?
And then he played for 3 other teams that have been in the Premier League in the last 15 years.
Is he?
I just don't know where.
Hold
I
on.
don't know when he was in the Prem, if you know what I mean.
Can you give us one of the teams?
Hull,
Give us another one of the teams. Come on.
Sheffield United.
Oh, it's your game this time.
Is it Michael Brown?
No.
Did
Winnie?
he score? Did he score away? Would he score? Oh no, you weren't there. I was going to say wasn't that Michael Tong? Was it?
No. Did Michael Tong play for Reading?
I don't know. Play for Sheffield United.
That's not the game.
What's the other team, Sean?
So he started at Arsenal and then went
Sidwell.
on loan to Cardiff. I've got you here.
Might have beat us, Sean.
He's still playing, but in like
God.
non-league.
We have his initials.
That game was 17 years ago, and he's still playing.
Fair play.
He's 43 now, still playing.
Come on, you need to give us a clue, Sean. Give us a punt. Give us a Rockbusters for his name.
Um,
You want me to do a jingle?
yeah, go on.
Rockbusters!
You know that fella whose mum died from the last quiz. The fella
Yeah.
whose mum died. He now plays a stringed instrument.
Jimmy Double Bass.
Yeah, well done. He's right, Tosh. Yeah.
Viola. Violin. Cello.
James guitar, James cello.
Harper, Steve Harper, something Harper. James
Oh,
Harper, the black lad.
Correct. Well done.
I do remember him. He was quite a good
The
player.
leggy centre midfielder.
I mean, I'm not really giving you much. I gave you a big clue, so I can't give you that much credit. But
Got it though.
Yeah, still got it. Still stepped up on his
Yeah.
first appearance.
right, next game then is obviously same day, and it's Newcastle 2, Birmingham 1. 3 goal scorers.
What year? 2007.
Was the Birmingham player a centre midfielder?
No,
Has a Birmingham player been an answer before in this?
I don't think so. No,
So he wasn't a striker who played for Liverpool, Wigan, Villa, etc.
no.
Was the Wigan player Egyptian?
Wasn't a Wigan player, was
What?
Wigan didn't play in this game.
What week are you on?
Oh, sorry.
We've asked that in
That's
2
like
separate
Wigan.
weeks as well, but
Sorry.
third week.
Sorry.
Well, did one of the Newcastle scorers, did his brother play for the team?
No.
No.
Sorry, who would that have been?
I think Amiobi possibly.
Oh no,
2007 was any of the scorers English or all of them?
none of them.
Oh,
Was the Birmingham player a very tall striker?
No,
was he a very fast striker?
not that I know of.
Was he the
Was he a bit
Newcastle? Was
tall
he
and a
playing
bit
for
fast?
Newcastle?
Oh, sorry. One of them is English. Apologies, one of them is.
Which one?
The Birmingham
What?
player.
Oh.
Is the Newcastle one of them a legend at the club?
They should be, but they're not.
Is it Damien Duff?
No, but you're on the right lines.
Is it Nobby Solana?
No. He wouldn't have been there still, would he? Did he have been at Villa?
Yeah. One he scored, goal he scored against us, I reckon, was probably the year before, that outside the foot one. He should be a legend.
Am I on the right line because of position or nationality?
No, mainly because of me.
Has he got no hair?
No, I'm a big fan, and I'll give you a big clue for one of them. The player who should be a legend, not through ability. I'm a big fan, and I've actually used them as an answer and keeping up appearances.
Laurent Robert?
No, he was
That's
in my
too late.
derby chat. Yeah. Good to see you all listen back anyway.
That was a long time ago, that.
I remember it.
You'll have to listen to it about 14 times.
Oh, at least someone is.
There's
That
15,
counts as
there was 15
downloads.
listens this week, yeah, that week.
Um,
I'm really struggling here.
Are the Newcastle is one of the Newcastle scorers a striker?
Yeah.
And he's not English.
No.
He's Nigerian.
Yes.
Obafemi Martins.
Correct.
I was on, did I not say that?
the Birmingham one.
I know, but then I said, was I interrupted just about to say, did he play for both? Sorry, maybe I didn't say that. But I was thinking him before.
Oh, well. I didn't know that.
I'll still have that one. I think I probably froze there.
Is the other Newcastle striker a midfielder?
What?
Is the other Newcastle?
Is the other Newcastle goalkeeper a midfielder?
Is the other Newcastle scorer a
midfielder?
midfielder?
No.
Did the Newcastle scorer? Did he have curly hair?
No.
Was
Did
he
he
a
have
product
what?
of the youth academy?
No.
Oh, he wasn't English, was he? But he was a striker. Oh no, was he not a striker?
He wasn't a striker, no.
What position was he?
He's a fullback.
Is it Stephen Carr?
No.
Was it Stephen Carr for Birmingham?
No. Also not English.
Oh yeah, good one.
Was it the fullback Spanish?
I
It's too
don't
early.
think so. I think he was French.
It's too early anyway.
Wasn't Boom Song, was it?
It's not Boom Song, no. I was checking. He is French. Now, I don't know. You probably don't watch other like football podcasts. Maybe Callum does. But this fella was actually like hotly debated on another football podcast called Pitchside a couple of weeks ago. They did like
as if he was like good.
No, they were doing an they were doing like a who am I kind of thing.
Oh,
They were giving no, it was career path actually. Sorry,
all right, okay.
and
What was his career path then?
and sorry, but the
What was his
controversial thing
name as
was
well?
these lads like make out they're like experts, and none of them had heard of this player.
Like Cal.
But like I knew him, and I don't feel like I know that much, so I feel like you will definitely know him.
Can you
So he
give
was
us
Uh,
go on. I'll give you his career path. So I won't tell you exactly where, but he bounced around a couple of teams in France. Then he went to Newcastle. Then he went to Villa. And then he finished at Doncaster.
Have I got time to listen to the podcast to find out the podcast and then find out? Or...
Yeah. Go on.
And he's a defender.
He's a fullback, yeah.
Fullback.
Left back or right back?
Right back. Do you want his initials?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even on pitch side with the initials, they still didn't know him, and I was very disappointed. It's HB.
Habib Bey.
He's Cameroonian.
Correct.
Is he French?
Yeah. Why were you so certain he was Cameroonian?
Because football manager. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. He played for Senegal.
Oh, no. You'll be taking that one as a win.
Not
He
him.
is French, though. So.
Would Callum have picked him for his African Cup of Nations player?
Depends how good his outside of the boot control is.
It's not as good as Maris, tell you that much.
Is that
So
what have we still not done?
No, you've got a Birmingham. You've got
Jesus
a
Christ. Is it James
English
McFadden?
No.
Just give us a big clue for this one, Sean. The podcast's nearly over.
All right. Famously, or probably most famous club he was at, Premier League, was Stoke.
Cameron Jerome.
Correct.
Nice.
Nice.
That was pathetic from all
That
of you.
was bad. That was bad.
You
that.
beat us. You beat us.
Hard.
Oh, yeah.
You the other weeks. You beat us this week.
Yeah, fair play. That's what the game's all about, isn't it,
Win
Cal?
some,
Do
you
you
lose
know
some.
what I like about Callum? He's a gracious loser. And a massive one.
Yeah, a light of
Certainly a loser, that's for sure.
So thanks, Sean. You beat us there with Any Given Saturday. Is that the first time you've beat us? Possibly.
Well, the first time I've beat you in such convincing fashion, anyway.
Yeah, go on. Well, you'll take that, I'm sure. But before we go on to a fun Marooned 5, we will let Griffin tell us about how much he loves Klopp. So, Matthew, do you want to please tell us your thoughts on Klopp leaving and where you think the club will be after it, and how sad you are?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from Bob first, actually.
No,
Yeah,
I'll let
can do.
Griffin go first.
Yeah, it goes without saying, obviously, how sad I think every Liverpool fan will be. Like, it's almost hard to describe, especially in like our generation or our lifetime. He's obviously been the most successful Liverpool manager by a distance. I think, obviously, he's now leaving the club in the best place he possibly could, which I think is a good thing. I think that might be part of the reason why he's thought this is the season to do it, because if he would have left, like, for example, at the end of last season when we weren't, anywhere near as good, then there might have been, to be fair now, I was going to say it might have been tarnished slightly, but it wouldn't. He can actually do no wrong in my eyes, in most Liverpool fans' eyes. He's been everything for Liverpool, and he will probably be for as long as, well, he'll always be my kind of favourite manager. I'm pretty confident that. I think who we get next is interesting. Obviously, Alonso is the bookies' favourite, and everyone's talking about that, and that would be nice. I think he'd do a good job, but obviously, he is still quite inexperienced. He's obviously worked with some of the best managers of all time, and that kind of, what everyone's saying, that he'll have different styles of play and whatever else. But I just think going off his performance at Leverkusen is risky almost, because that's the Bundesliga. So yeah, it's sad. When we found out on Friday, I was devastated, like absolutely. It was like you'd been told someone's like dying or something. It was crazy. And now obviously all the other fans, yourselves. I obviously live and work in Manchester, so the abuse, the stick, the joy that other fans have got kind of speaks volumes, I think, about how good he's been.
Do you think something's happened that's made him leave? Because obviously he only signed the contract. It was around about this time last year, wasn't it, I think? And obviously he's got a couple of years left on it.
There's loads of rumours, isn't there? Like, I've heard stuff about his health, and then like loads of stuff about like that Amazon documentary, for example. I think Liverpool fans trust him and trust what he says, so you go with it, you know what I mean? Like, it must take so much physically, mentally. He said about the press conferences, you always have to be like the best version of yourself all the time.
But he's not, though, is he? He can't. He's really petulant in press conferences if questions aren't worded exactly how he wants them. that's his. That's a major fault of his, and there aren't many from the neutrals' perspective. But
I don't want the opinions of a neutral, Bob. I want yours.
no, I'll let Griffin properly finish first.
No, I was basically finished. I think you have to trust what he says. As I say, to deliver what he's delivered and to be the level he's been at, and you see him on the sidelines, how much he's into it. He must be like that all the time in training. It's difficult at any level to do that, but I think, he's not getting any younger. He's been a manager for, I think, 24 years now or something like that, because he started when he was like 32, didn't he? So yeah, it's sad, but I almost felt sorry for him when you see that that video he released. It was.
Do you not think it's strange that that Pep Linders or no one else is like sticking around?
Yeah, that, you know what, that was actually something that really did shock me, because I thought the plan was always for him to kind of step in, like the boot room thing they used to do, and that indicates, I think, that there will be another club.
Yeah, I think that Germany. I think it'll be Germany, like the Germany job.
Yeah, but I don't think Linders and the other guy, Vitor Matos, and the other assistant manager, I can't remember his name, I don't think they'd all go for that. I was just going to say, Linders is literally at the level now. You think he's been assistant manager at that level for so long that he'd be, maybe not the Liverpool job, but ideally the Liverpool job, because he understands the club. I think that the idea is probably, if you're going to change it, change everything, I suppose. But we've been through enough as Liverpool fans, in our lifetime, and obviously you're all Everton fans who've been through a lot worse. But when we had like the eras when we were always just shy, just short for so many years, and then we went like Hodgson and dipped for so long, and
that was funny.
That
was funny.
Yeah. Well, it was for years, but it's just I don't think that will happen again. I'm pretty confident it won't. But there's always that, like, where with Klopp, it's perfect for so long. So we'll see how it goes after that.
Nice.
I've got some points. You said you had a question mark over Alonso, whether he's too inexperienced and judging his performance in the Bundesliga, but Jurgen Klopp is famously German, and his managerial record pre-Liverpool was in the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
much better record than.
Yeah, but you shouldn't really have a question mark over that league if you're worshipping an outgoing manager who.
No, but what he did, he took them to the Champions League final.
It's the longevity, isn't it?
Huh?
The longevity as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like Alonso, don't get me wrong. Look, I've seen some of Leverkusen, just not full matches, but like you see bits, don't you? And they do look.
You haven't.
I've seen them on Twitter. They do look good.
Just like your input or intake of Liverpool games, then.
But I'm getting off. But the likes of so for example, like De Zerbi, as he's another alternative. Every week he's going up against the likes of Man City, Liverpool. I was going to say United, but not United, Arsenal, and having to mastermind them victories in the Bundesliga. There's only about 2 good teams, and he's only done it for 1 season. He could lose the next 5-6 games, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know." I just don't think he. I don't get me wrong. I'd love him, and I think we'd all get behind him. But it's just
it'd be a massive risk for him as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
because really following Klopp, that's it's pretty much an impossible job, isn't it? Really,
it's like he's going in after Ferguson, isn't it? And
I suppose the argument would be Klopp, as Griffin says, is leaving it. He's sort of started the rebuild. There's a lot more young players about and things, whereas Ferguson sort of jumped ship.
Yeah, and we do look at the moment really promising, really good. And obviously, could all come crashing down, but we'll be right up there, I think, at the top of the league. If not win the league come the end of the season, I believe. So what a way that would be to go out. I think the other thing at the time, and like you just mentioned there, a load of people in there were saying about, I can't believe the time. And a part of me is a bit like, oh God, it will distract. And, you lose a couple of games and then the media's on you about, oh, it's to do with that, it's to do with that. But it could galvanise the players. I think Anfield now, come through a lot of criticism recently about the atmosphere,
Because it is terrible.
But I think it'll be rocking every week now. Absolutely rocking, and I'll be watching it from my home on Twitter.
Another point at the timing of it does seem a bit mad and a little bit.
Written down before I started speaking, or did you just pick them up?
I picked up the Alonso Bundesliga one then, but I did wonder whether timing of the announcement was a bit strange and a bit selfish almost. Because it is
But I
now.
think
He said, "I don't want you chanting my name," that kind of stuff. But if he didn't want that, he would have waited a while, wouldn't he?
But he also wouldn't have done 9 years of attention seeking.
Yeah, intentionally pulling his hamstring so he can go viral on Twitter for Griffin.
Yeah.
I think it's possibly a motivational thing, to be honest. As Griffin said, I think it's a bit of a
selfish
to keep them like going. I think with City sort of possibly turning the screw bit now. I think it's a bit of a I'm going. We need to make sure you win this. I think it's just a bit of an added thing, but that might backfire. It might be too much.
It could do. I agree.
Do you reckon there's anything in this is just me, and it might be totally off, but do you reckon there's anything in like announcing it now almost to like secure Alonso? Because if they leave it till the end,
that will all be going on behind the scenes, regardless of it being announced. I think, like, if the club knew, I think was it November it got announced to the club, I think, or I'm pretty sure it was November. So they will have things going on in the background. The other thing about like Liverpool at the moment, or under the Klopp era, is everything seems to always have a plan. Like recruitment's always been really good, for example. So you'd like to think. I mean, I think he'll probably have some involvement in his replacement, or will have, done recommendations or whatever. However it works. I'm not sure how it works, obviously, but I think he's that powerful at the club that they will almost ask and seek his opinion. Personally,
hopefully the next person is very good at performance and had some drugs as well.
Yeah,
get in. I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Hopefully that. I haven't said that. Hopefully,
dressed like you, Callum.
Yeah.
Callum, you're actually dressed a bit like Klopp.
Yeah, that's why I wore a cap. But,
where do we think Klopp would rank in terms of the Premier League managers?
Third.
It would be first and second, then Pep and Sir Alex.
Oh, cut a fourth then. Sorry.
Yours, the Bob.
Who's yours, Bob?
Ferguson.
Joe Royal.
Yeah.
Walker.
Wenger. Wenger third.
Ferguson.
Hey, Cal, where would you have Harry Redknapp?
He'd be right up there, to be honest. Right
number of games.
Yeah, number of games up there.
What would you say, Griffin?
I think without bias, I'd probably say like you've got to look at Wenger, like you just said, Ferguson, Mourinho when he came in at Chelsea was unbelievable. Obviously Guardiola. Top 5, I think definitely. I'm not going to go out and say
I'd say he was above Mourinho.
I think I'd have above Mourinho.
I think you could make a case for him being top.
What he's done with Liverpool,
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And I know obviously you're all smiling about like Callum sat there like a Cheshire cat, but he's
just because you're here.
I think he's a cheat, but no.
You're an idiot, though, Callum.
He's not. What he's done is, and again, I'd side with Griffin. I think in terms of what he did with Dortmund and what he's done with Liverpool, he's produced 2 of the best sides you'll ever see there. And for the Liverpool one, when you compare him, I think Pep will go down in history as one of the best coaches for changing football. But in terms of that job he's done at Liverpool, when he took over Liverpool, they were closer to us than they were to the likes of City and teams like that.
Yeah.
And again, just as I say, even with the rebuild and stuff like that, I just think he's
and the thing
like him. I actually don't dislike him. I quite like all the bits about him, like being a bit petulant. Sort of again, he's just.
You would love that as an Everton fan. Imagine if it was Big Dunk on the side and he squared up to the 4th official.
Exactly, yeah, I'd love it.
So I think another point is that the City, like we're all from Liverpool. He gets Liverpool. I think I know that Sean's obviously just been.
Honestly, it's embarrassing. This I've never known anything like it.
He's a Freeman of the City, isn't he? Which really does me dad's head in.
He almost I'll stop. But I
love
him not just.
You almost what?
I just love him as a man as well. He just gets everything that Liverpool.
Roberto Martinez got the City, didn't he, Bob?
He did.
So does Ricky Tomlinson. Wouldn't have him as Everton manager.
I would.
Yeah, actually, I would.
Fantastic, mate.
Considering some of the clowns we've had recently, he'd be up there. Do you see what he did with Will County?
I'm going to say it might not be his last mention of the podcast. Ricky Tomlinson as well. He might be making an appearance. Anyone else want to wrap up here? Go on, Griffin. Last couple of words on the man.
I think
I'll go after
because we're just getting mocked.
I don't disagree with anything Griffin's saying. Really, just find him an insufferable prick. Klopp, not Griffin. You said the other day, Tosh, he's just a massive cry out, and the list of excuses he's had for rare Liverpool defeats is just obscene. I think he's a really bad loser and also quite a smug, horrible winner. But as Griffin said before, we'd love him as our manager, and what he's done for Liverpool Football Club, not the city. That's a lot of bollocks. Revolutionised it, so can't really argue with him, really.
See, the thing for me though, like all them things we're saying about like Klopp and Mourinho, I feel like Mourinho did all that stuff. He did it all first, and he did it. He had a bit of charm about him. I don't feel like Klopp. Klopp, when he's happy, he's lovely, and he's good in terms of like the fan side and that. But when he's in a mood, Klopp, he's literally, I reckon he's the most unlikable fella ever. He's horrible. But for some reason, because he does that stupid punch thing to the cop every game.
That's why he's tired.
Yeah, but that so again, from Liverpool's perspective, that punch to the fans is like it's just.
Do you know if that was a United manager doing that, you'd all be calling them wolves.
But but like you're slagging them off now. Of course, it obviously has to be your own teams to understand it and to love it. Of course, you do.
But what does my head in is like Scousers are the worst people for like you've got to do this, you got to be this to be cool and whatever. I can't believe Liverpool fans don't call him out on this wall behaviour, and all Liverpool fans are sitting there screaming over him. Like it honestly is. You what?
I don't know. That's just like that's football is celebrating. Remember, like I don't know.
What about when
Lampard was doing a bit of that? We were all involved.
Yeah, but
he's a joke. You're a joke.
I don't understand why I'm not allowed an opinion.
You are.
Because you haven't got a purple bin.
Neither's Griffin.
Yeah,
go on then. I reckon. As I wasn't allowed to finish, Grill, let's move on.
Sorry. In conclusion, he's a successful prick.
And he's really enhanced their performance. And on that note, I will let Tosh introduce our Marooned 5 for the week.
Okay, then. So we'll first have a little look at last week's poll. So we looked at worst January transfer window signings, and on the top of the poll,
vote again.
And it might have made a difference this week, Bob. That's all I'm saying. Not the biggest to turnout of votes. But Alexis Sanchez was the winner of the worst signing, so another victory for me. He'll be joining some of the great players, the Charltons, the Pogbas, the Zidanes, the Derby County squads, and Jason Kumas, all on the island. This week, we're going to go for a slightly different look. You may or may not know it. This Sunday is the Grammys. So what we're going to look at is the best football songs. So we said you can't have any chance. It's got to be an official song released by the club or by a player. So let's dive in straight away. Anyone volunteer to go first?
I think the guest should go first.
I just spoke for ages about Klopp.
Yeah, go on, give him a rest. Okay, then I'll go first since no one's volunteering. And I think Sean's in a narc with me, so by the time I've finished, he might have forgot about that. Pick the 1981 FA Cup final song. I think it's cut out again, did I, Callum?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a joke, this.
I'll go first then, because I'm obviously going to win. So it will be absolutely no surprise that I'm going to go for Spirit of the Blues, which has been in my top 5 Spotify songs for the past 2 years. It features in the intro and throughout possibly the greatest riff in rock and roll history. In 2020, it topped the iTunes charts, beating Miley Cyrus. It's got a really ironic line of "We don't know the meaning of losing," which especially now is quite comical. And it's an absolute earworm. So that is my suggestion for this week. My honourable mention is On My Head, Some from Mike Bassett. As we mentioned, Ricky Tomlinson before. And when I suggested that yesterday, Sean did mention it was potentially Atomic Kitten's finest work, and there's another Everton link in there because of Liz McLaren. So Spirit of the Blues / On My Head, Some.
Fair play. Spirit of the Blues is great.
Absolute banger.
It's a
What
great
sort-
song.
Why did it sort of come back in the past couple of years? Why did it have such a
I don't know,
resurgence?
'cause
Any thoughts?
I've always thought it was absolutely great and it was underutilized. And then
It must be that.
it was that Finn
It was that-
Kitch
yeah.
off
It must be
Twitter. I
the
think
meme.
he got a bit of a campaign going.
It must be that gif of the kid dancing that's made it dead
Yeah,
popular.
yeah.
Surely.
The kid in the
The Spirit of the Blues.
sunglasses, yeah.
That
And it
is
was
funny.
set to that, and it was mad where it was like top of the charts in the glory days when we had Hammers and Ancelotti and stuff like that. So it reminds me of a much brighter time as well.
Best month of Everton's history ever.
It's got to be up there.
James Rodriguez banging in the goals. Spurs of the Blues, top of the charts. What more could you want, Bob? I
Nothing.
think. Well, there you go. That's what is the best. Isn't there a story behind the people who wrote it?
Probably.
Isn't someone who wrote it like no, aren't they like in like a famous band or something?
Lennon and McCartney, I think it was.
I think
Yeah,
it might
yeah.
have been it.
Anyone remembers it? I know I'll bring it up quite a lot because I just like talking about it, but my TV pinnacle when I was on Soccer AM, and they got that woman on to sing it. Anyone remember that?
Yeah.
Did she intro the nonce Olympics?
Awful person.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, she was the flag bearer for
He was also the best footballer on show that day, I think.
Bob, any more thoughts on Spirit of the Blues?
I don't think so. No, I think it's pretty well covered.
Fair enough. Good
Great.
shout.
Song of the day.
We've got that's
Could be.
a good point. We've got 5 songs of the day today. Okay, then I'll try and go next then. So my song's slightly different to Bob's theme. I'm going to go for a different club song. So I'm going to go back to 1981 and a different time for football. When the FA Cup was the biggest competition, when a team getting to the final would release a song, the song would be in the chart and everyone would be loving it. Famously, there's a video of Everton singing "Here We Go, Here We Go, Here We Go" on the Terry Wogan show, which is always something I'm a fan of. But I'm actually going to go for 2 of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time, Chaz and Dave, and combine them with the Tottenham squad, and particularly Ozzy Ardiles in 1981 for their cup final. I think it ticks a lot of boxes in the sense that it's just a great song. So Ozzy's Dream, Spurs are going to Wembley as it's called. But it was also synonymous with one of my most famous FA Cup final goals by Ricky Villa. So I think it ticks a lot of boxes, but it's just a great song. I remember going to Tottenham and it being in the club shop when I was down there and just absolutely loving it. Obviously, it must get played about 1 million times in there, but yeah, just a fantastic song. A great bit of Ozzy Ardiles singing in the cup for Tottenham and lots of other bits. But yeah, something that jumps out to mind. I had a couple of honourable mentions, like Bob says. I was nearly opting, which I think Griffin was thinking for as well. Kevin Keegan, Head Over Heels in Love. And I also a big fan of, go on, Griffin, are you going to combine on that one? Or
No, I was just going to say tune and great album cover or single cover.
Did you see him doing that on A League of Their Own? Did you ever see that?
No.
When he was on there, and like he dug it out and he was singing it on there, and he were also
It's actually quite good, like as a genuine song.
Yeah, banger. 10 out of 10. And I think I'm also going to mention as well just another great Chaz and Dave sports song, Snooker Loopy, as well. So if I can put us, if we ever do a snooker podcast, which I'm more than in favour of, we can. Snooker Loopy is going to be my suggestion for that. But
I will not be joining you for that one.
do you like Snooker Loopy?
I don't think I've ever heard it.
I can be better than Spurs on the way to Wembley. But yeah, that's going to be my suggestion anyway. I don't know whether anyone's got much to offer on that one.
No. Spirit of the Blues is better, is the only thing I can say, really.
I actually don't think it is, Bob.
No, shut up, Tosh.
Chaz and Dave were not on Spirit of the Blues. That was written by someone who apparently had a story behind it.
They're in the Mersey beats, I think. Googled. Bob probably likes them. But yeah, I think that's a good shout. That, as you said, Tosh, it's when football was a bit different. I can't see many teams doing it these days, but they should.
And again, you see that the disgrace of the FA Cup performance of Everton. You think Everton back in them days, 1981, proper FA Cup side, and you see the disgrace on Saturday getting beat to Luton, who bring about 72 fans down for an FA Cup 4th round title. But That's just yeah. The FA Cup's rubbish now, isn't it?
But they got rid of the songs.
Well, so there's got to be a link there. You said it.
Makes you think.
Does make you think.
Does.
Right then. Anyone want to jump in next?
I go next. I've gone. So I was actually going to do Stan Boardman's World Cup song, but I got told I wasn't allowed to, which is a shame. So I've gone Fog on the Tyne by Paul Gascoigne and Lindisfarne. It actually got to number 2 in the charts, which I think is some achievement. It was just after Italia 90 when Gazza was obviously kind of at the peak of his career and also personality, I suppose. The original is actually, if you listen to it, well, it's decent. It's quite a nice kind of folk song. And then Gazza's is just, I just think it's quite funny. Like when he says lyrics about like sausage rolls and stuff, it's just, and the video, he's smiling all the way through it. Apparently in like the cues and that, when they were recording it, he just couldn't get it right because he just kept laughing. So yeah, I mean, everyone knows that song, or everyone has heard of that song, and Gaz is a legend, so I've gone with Fog on the Tyne.
Good shout. I think it's another one where like football was different even then, wasn't it? Like I don't think like a player would do that now. They probably shouldn't be allowed. But it summed up Gaz, didn't it? Personality of him and that.
It's so funny.
You do it on Top of the Pops.
I think so, yeah.
The
I
video.
actually saw the video of 100 of the worst songs ever or something like that, and that's in it. But they're wrong.
That's good. I was thinking before when Bob said about obviously Spirit of the Blues getting to number 1. Would that have been the only one of our picks that would have got to number 1 in any of the charts?
I think we
Didn't
need
get
to.
to proper number 1.
Yeah, I was just going to say we need to
Number 1 in
specify with the
iTunes.
iTunes chart.
It also,
This actually got to number 2 in the official UK charts,
It's
which
not number 1, is it?
speaks volumes.
Some good going though. It does speak volumes.
Did when United had one with Status Quo, I'm thinking did that maybe get to, oh no, who's it with? I'm going to look at that. I think that
It was
might have got
Status
to number
Quo.
1, you Reds. Come on, you Reds. Did
Come on,
that get
you
to number
Reds, yeah.
1?
Oh, I don't know. It was successful, that one, though.
Yeah.
It's a great song, that.
I should have picked that one, really, because no one seems to have heard of man. It did. It got to number 1, though.
Right,
Yeah.
well, someone should have picked it. I also think Stan Boardman's one would have been a good shout as well. But
Yeah.
say that for a later date.
Yeah.
When you next get invited on?
Next week, probably.
Back by popular demand.
Yeah.
Sean, are you next?
Yeah, go on. Mine's actually got quite a nice link following Griffin's, to be fair. Yeah, so mine is the one and only song by Andrew/Andy Cole, who released a song called Outstanding, ironically, in the summer of 1999, which was just after the treble win. And obviously, United on top of the world. And I think, for me, viewing Andy Cole's like the latter stages of his career anyway, he always seemed like a very serious man. Like, he didn't seem very likable. He's a bit stubborn. If you think back to like when he fell out with Teddy Sheringham for like his whole life, just because he like didn't shake his hand once. I mean, seems like something I'd do, to be fair. But yeah, he just seemed a bit serious. And then for him to be bringing out a rap song almost felt it just seems a bit out of character. The song itself, I'll be honest, I actually think is quite good. It samples a song called Outstanding by the Gap Band, which maybe Callum might know. I'm not sure any of you lot
Like
will.
disco-esque.
Yeah,
I was going to say, what else did they sing?
Oops Upside Your Head.
Banger.
Yeah, but no, Outstanding's Boss. The first time I ever heard that was on Jules Holland on one of the Hootenannies. And I've loved it ever since. That was years ago. But yes, it samples that and it's great. So it's got the basis of a good song. However, the lyrics genuinely, I don't know if he wrote them or if like he had a ghostwriter or whatever, but the lyrics are genuinely something a primary school kid could do. Like, it's honestly awful. It's like the most basic rhyme you've ever heard. So much so.
So Cal would like it then.
But yeah, I've got a game for all of you. But I want you to have a go. I'm going to give you the feed-in line, and I want you to come up with the rhyme you think Andy Cole's gone for. And I promise you, every time, it's the most simple rhyme you've ever heard. Okay, so don't try and overcomplicate it. So the first one is, tell the world my name. Who's that? Andy Cole.
My
What's the rhyme?
priority is scoring goals.
So you going Cole and goal. Okay. Anyone?
I was going to say
Anything else?
goal.
You don't think he's gone for anything different? No.
Sausage roll.
No, this is Andy Cole, not Gather.
He might have been a fan of the Foo Fighters or Nirvana, so I'm thinking of Dave Grohl. He might have linked him.
Yeah.
There is a Gap Band link to Dave Grohl as well.
It's all coming together here.
Yeah, the Smells Like Teen Spirit drum, like fills, are all like influenced by the Gap Band. There's a famous video Dave Grohl talking to Pharrell Williams about it.
So
Quite
yeah,
good video.
before we just assume it is Dave Grohl and move on to the next one then.
Yeah.
No, it is. So we tell the world my name. Who's that? Andy Cole. I blaze the scene. Score the goal. Nice and simple.
Like it.
Next one is got my kicks from hitting the net. Where do you think he's gone here?
Some
Bet.
jet. It's like jet.
To my
Collect.
gladiators.
Yeah, so like something like a private jet or something.
I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to score. You bet.
Bet.
You going for
Or-
bet?
Bet, yeah.
Okay, it is bet, but the best part about this lyric, it's not in the rhyme. So it's got my kicks from hitting the net, not from drugs. You bet.
Same time, set the
Ticking
clock.
every box, yes. So he scores goal, doesn't take drugs.
Yeah, that's exactly what someone who doesn't say drugs would say.
Points. Well, I
This
mentioned
next one's my favourite though. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it raw.
So I'm going to
Gotta
score
be
more. Score more or something, or I'm going to score.
No, think outside the box with this
Scored.
one a little bit.
Law.
Dennis
I
Law.
didn't break the law.
Or Dennis Law.
But
What, me?
no.
Or he
I'm
says
co-
he's like
I'm coming
hearsay.
through the door.
He's like hearsay, simple and pure.
You know what, Tosh? That would be a bar, to be fair. That'd be quality. No, so it's
Pure.
keeping it real. I'm keeping it raw. And I kick racism out the front door.
I said door.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Wheel it up, Sean.
Honestly, some of these bars are just like,
Wheel that up.
telling you, my kids could have written this in school. But on top of the beat is actually quite a good song. Oh, and also I was watching a video yesterday, an interview someone does with him in that 1999 when the song's getting released, and again he's doing the interview in the most serious manner anyone's ever done an interview, and they go, so what does the future hold for you? Do you think if football doesn't work out, we might be a rap career? And what he should say is obviously not. But he goes, well, never know, do you? You never know. I try and play the girl. You just think, never in a million years. The song got to number 68, and it was never heard again. None of you, because not of any
one
of you
off
ever
the
actually
magic
heard it?
number.
No, I don't think I've heard it.
No.
I remember seeing it years ago, like some like documentary or like one of these programs, like worst songs or stuff like that. I do remember that being on there. Yeah.
I mean, again, I actually quite like it. Yeah. So if you haven't listened to it, go and give it a listen, because you never know, we might get up the chart here.
No, sir.
Could do.
Yeah.
Be a bit of resurgence for the lad.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be made up. Might actually smile.
Right, go on then, Callum.
Good shout, Sean. Very well researched. I'm going for an international one, which I think I got through the rules by it being like an official song. I'm going with Allez Le Bleu by, I hope I pronounce this right, Veg Dream. I probably know how you pronounce it.
Veg
But,
Dream.
Isn't that Bob's Restaurant?
VGE Dream. Yeah, I think that is one of the best football songs going. I think obviously there's the iconic video of them showing around the World Cup after they won it in 2018 around the Stade de France, and he's singing it with the team. I think it's unbelievable. I think it's such like a positive, good vibe song. Bob, you'll love it. It's right up your street. But yeah, I think it's so good. Obviously involves all the plays and like the lyrics and stuff. And it's one of those where you just wish England could do something like that.
We did. We're on the ball.
Yeah,
That's the same thing. Named all the players. It's just an urban we're on the ball.
It's just.
What about Dizzy? Dave, you want urban? We're on the ball. We've got Dizzy Rascal and James Corden as well. Don't forget about that one.
Good point. But no, I think it's just a good song. Obviously, it went kind of like viral, didn't it, at the time, and always seems to. Whenever like there's international tournaments going along. But yeah, I was thinking, who, Sean, you might be able to answer this, but I suppose everyone can have a go. Who would you want if England won the next World Cup and he done one of them? Who would you want to be the guy who done it?
Harry Kane, because he can't say any words.
Oh, it's you mean rapper?
Yeah, Harry Kane.
Singer.
Oh.
Andy Cole.
No.
Joe Wall.
It'd have to be a Stormzy or someone like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking that Stormzy or Dave, but I think it's Boss. I think that if you haven't seen it, which you probably have, watch the video at the Stade de France. It's brilliant.
The video is so great.
It's so good.
It's so like it is, as you say, you just can't help but smile. One man who's on the island already, absolutely loving it, Mr. Pogba.
Yeah, Mr. Pogba absolutely loves it. And when he picked
Jason Kumas is a big fan as well.
When he picked up Kante, it's Boss. But yeah,
it's Kante's little face. Kante's little face.
He's so happy.
What's going on here?
Do you know what? That's one of them songs you want to listen to it because like I know the players' names. It makes me feel like I can speak French.
Yeah, you know that. You know, just the player.
I'm like vibing around the room as if I can speak French, but it's just because I can say.
Really, all you can do is say Kimpembe, Kimpembe. He did well, didn't he? Him and Matuidi.
Yeah.
Benjamin Mondi when he's in it. Have to cut that bit out.
Yeah, that's been cancelled that bit now.
Yeah.
But I think it's so good. I would say it's great to watch. It makes you smile. It's just a happy song in it. So yeah, I'm going Allez Le Bleu.
I think it's a great one.
Who's the buy again?
Veg Dream.
Veg Dream. That might be better. I don't know.
Speaking of veg, what's everyone having for the tea?
Don't know yet.
I thought you were going to mention Michael Schumacher. Put that one, sure.
No.
Wrap it up, Tosh.
He's rattled himself by the Schumacher show.
I know, I'm worried about the repercussions of that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's not exactly going to run you over.
Can you put Bob ones next to mine, show? Because that one makes it worse.
No, I'll keep Bob's out. Bob's not annoyed me today.
Thank you.
Sorry, sure. Go on then, yeah. So a slightly different Marooned 5 this week. So obviously football songs in relation to the Grammys. So try and get yourself over to X to vote, get a few more votes this week. So we had Spirit of the Blues, we have Allez Le Bleu, we have Outstanding, we have Ozzy's Dream, and we have Fog on the Tyne, all great football and songs. So get yourself over to X to vote, please, and we'll see which song will be the soundtrack to Jason Kumas's adventures. Okay, then moving on to our game for this week. Sean, are we ready?
Yep. So I've asked Griffin, as we know, guest privilege now is that they get to pick the 3 games. So I gave Griffin carte blanche really, where he could do what he wanted, pick 3 games. So what have you gone for, Griffin?
I've gone with Man United, West Ham, Sheffield United, Villa, and a Championship one because the Premiership era for us, Middlesbrough, Sunderland.
I like it. So not Wigan, Sunderland.
Right, they're all in. Let's see what the wheel decides for us this week. It's Sheffield United, Aston Villa.
Callum's just typing that into transfer market now as we speak. You can see his eyes moving on.
Yeah, keep an eye on those eyes. If they drop bottom right.
Yeah.
Surprised
when
he
Bob
doesn't have.
starts going like this, you're in trouble because
Surprised Callum isn't having sunglasses to his shit disguise with his Gimpshark and hat on.
Oh my god!
I can't believe they're next to the computer. Can't even.
Did you have them on for your work meeting before or something? Pretending to be Klopp for all the kids.
Blues Brothers themed on. What's wrong with Gymshark, by the way? Why is Gymshark getting hate?
Just for Gimps, innit? Don't want to like everyone to
Not
know
really.
they're in the gym.
It's just Gymshark apparel.
Exactly. Gimpshark apparel.
Maybe once the podcast goes big, they'll send us free stuff.
You like that?
Get a bit ahead of yourself.
He's just gone into plural appearances and now he's part of the gang.
That's why I keep mentioning Pringles.
I'll be first dibs on the Pringles.
Yeah.
Anyone, any thoughts on Sheffield United Villa or straight to the game?
I've got nothing to say.
Actually, no. The one thing I was going to say about the game is this weekend the like Sky nonsense like game for the planet thing, like the sustainability stuff.
No idea.
I know it is because there was a segment on my good friend Tom Davis on Sky about his chopstick company. It's quite an interesting segment.
That can't be true.
No, honestly, it is, man.
What's this? What chopstick company?
He recycles chopsticks and makes fairness out of them, doesn't he?
Yeah, circular economy. He makes
any wonder he didn't make it.
When we go big, Tom Davis is going to send me a desk made out of chopsticks.
That'll be good.
It's a dream.
Correct. Sean, can we have a number, please?
What? To get us out of this hole? Okay.
It's going to be about 11 minutes of this podcast usable.
I know. Right. So, as always, we've got our numbers in. Upper levels, 450, lower level, 50. Our number this week is 167. Anyone got any songs?
I think we should tell them to listen to whatever song they want to listen to out of the 5. If they haven't heard one, listen to it.
Just generally listen to whatever song you want.
No, out of the 5 you've just picked, turn the podcast off. Out of the 5 you just picked, listen to one that they haven't listened to before.
So, Andy Cole. Go listen to Andy Cole, everyone. And then vote for it.
Or Selfish by Justin Timberlake because it's an absolute banger.
That is true. Yeah. I vote that.
Thanks, Sean.
Everyone go and listen to Justin Timberlake's new release, Selfish.
Who did he play for?
NSYNC.
I think I enjoyed that last week, just writing as many names as you could.
Might say Tom Davis, even though I know he's only made about 4 appearances.
I need to hurry up here, by the way, because the baby is going sick. So,
have you got one?
Baby,
I've got 5 written down, but a baby, yeah, he's upstairs. Well, I don't know. I can stick around for another 10 minutes or so if we'll get it wrapped up.
Well, don't tell us what to do, Griffin.
No, I'm just wondering if it will be. I want to stay. It's just Reeves texting me going, "Oh, I've just texted Reeves saying who's got 167 appearances."
I've got enough to go. Like if you want,
I've got mine.
Yeah.
I've got mine.
Well, I can go as well. I'm not too happy with it, to be honest, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, do you want to go first or?
Yeah. Yeah, I've gone with Aston Villa and I had 4 players written down. I had 5, but crossed one out. I've gone with like the Martin O'Neill era because that's when I most recognise him from. I've gone for Big John Carew. I reckon I don't think he started every game because there was the likes of, I might be mixed up, there was likes of Angel and stuff there previous. I don't know if he crossed over with them, but I might be wrong. I reckon he's there about 4 or 5 years, maybe slightly longer, but I don't think he started every game. So, John Carew.
I would have just thought he would have been more than that, to be fair. I just thought he was there for quite a while.
Yeah, that's the game, isn't it? So, it's a guessing game.
or a
He's
research
been there
game.
4 or 5 years.
Carew.
I think it's probably a decent guess. I don't think he'd be more. I might be wrong. Maybe it would be. I think it's a pretty good guess.
Could all be wrong.
Could be bang on.
In a way, we're all winners.
He might not be
Great
more
player.
or less.
Mm-hmm. I'll go next.
Go on, Cam.
Sticking with the Aston Villa theme, I went for a current player. Again, like the others, probably looking at 4 to 5 seasons. And he hasn't played a lot recently, which I don't know if that might hamper it a bit. But I'm going with Tyrone Mings. Centre-back seems to play a lot. Captain, wasn't he? Was he captain under Gerrard? for a bit.
Gerrard famously took the captaincy off
How
him.
did he
didn't
take it off? Was it before
he?
it?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was captain for a...
Yeah.
He had a fight with him, didn't he? And he had to bring him back. It was pretty embarrassing for Stephen.
Yeah, I think...
Do you know him, do you, Tosh?
Like Robbo all over again.
So, yeah.
Call him Stephen. It's like... Sure, I'm calling Stevie Swiss, isn't it, or Gerrard?
Steve. I'm going with Mings. I think he's probably been there for 4 or 5 seasons. Probably played most games.
I've got loads, so I'm happy to give it up if someone else wants to go.
Go on, I'll go. I'm not confident, so I'll dive in. Yeah, I had a couple of names. I'm down to 2, I think. One is a current player who, like Callum, I think's been there the relevant amount of time, but I think now maybe a bit too long. I was thinking John McGinn, maybe. Just because he's saying he was in there with the championship and now he's been up there, but that might now be too long. So I think they've been in longer than I think. I'm going to go for an Everton link. Something from my hero. I always take from my hero, Bob. I'm going to go Fabian Delph. Again, I actually am not sure.
He can't count as an Everton link, surely.
I'll tell you what, there was a spell where he was good for Everton. When Everton stayed up, there was a spell.
Yeah.
He was just a bit of a divvy, wasn't he? He was a bit of a divvy. He wasn't. He was a good player.
Anti-vaxxer, wasn't he?
I was. Yeah, aren't we all? I picked Ricky Lambert last week as well. I'm just going to pick anti-vaxxers. That's my link.
Joey Barton next week.
Don't mention his name. Yeah, no, I can't really remember. He seemed to have been there about 3-4 years in my head, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Might have been a bit longer, might have been a bit less. But yeah, Fabian Delph's my guess.
He was a terrible snake with them, wasn't he? Before he went to City, he said he was going to sign a new contract.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he's a bit mad. He had a bit of an incident with Everton as well. I remember he was like sort of on Instagram after he played in that when we lost to Liverpool's under 13s, didn't he, in the cup, and he wasn't he offering people out or something? But yeah,
and something he posted that mad thing on social media about when he was being an anti-vaxxer, saying I trust my body to heal itself, and then he was constantly on the injury table.
Yeah, he was just terrible luck with injuries, but good player is there. And again, I think he did have a couple of spells like towards the end under Lampard. I think he played all right, didn't he? So
I thought he was usually good when he came on for us. I think it was what we kind of needed. He was also very good for City in that last year, but he was with City, to be fair.
I was convinced he was going to be the new Gareth Barry, but alas, he wasn't a patch on the king.
Yeah, you see that picture of Gareth Barry?
Great use of the word on
Newcastle.
Yeah, great pick.
Right down.
Yeah, so I was pondering going for the Villa era that I hated because it was when we were like rivals with them when they were managed by me dad. So I was pondering going with James Milner or Ashley Young.
I thought Milner. Milner was in my thinking as well.
Because he had that loan spell as well, which may have boosted up his numbers.
Yeah, he did.
I think he was on loan from Newcastle, maybe. Then he was there for a few years. Going to go for a current Villa player and say Douglas Luiz, who I think's been there for a few years and probably plays 99% of the games, never seems to be injured.
Good shout. Sure.
Yeah, I didn't usual and just made a list of random players of various eras. But the one I'm going for is a bit controversial. And I don't know if I'm allowed to champion this player.
Oh, no, no way you're going.
He'll always have a special place in my heart, which is really bad to say. But as he was the king of League One when I was in uni in Sheffield, I'm going for Ched Evans.
Oh, no.
Sean's had a cob on all episode, and now he's getting us cancelled.
To be fair,
he was acquitted.
He was acquitted. He didn't do anything wrong.
No smoke without fire.
He's done an appeal, wasn't he?
But either way, I like...
We don't have getting some legal hot water in this podcast.
Fairness, Bob went for Joey Barton the other day and he's calling me out.
No, because I repeatedly called him a gobshite.
Yeah.
I didn't call him my hero at any stage.
I call him the king of League One.
Are there more court cases than listeners here?
Nah,
I'm sorry, but we're only on 11 court cases. We've got more listeners than that.
Before all the put all the charges and that. Ched Evans was a baller.
Do you remember when we went that game and he scored 2? That volley he scored.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He should score free kicks and everything. Honestly, there's nothing that lad couldn't do.
Well,
except evade the police.
Who's he play for now?
Preston, is it?
Oh, he's not at Preston, surely, is he? Is he?
I think he was off Preston. He's been
He
at
went
Preston fairly recently.
Has he? Yeah. He went to Chesterfield, I think, didn't he, for a bit? I remember that. Yeah. I think the less we talk about him, probably better for the podcast interest, I reckon.
I hope he wins so much.
I put a couple of random names in as well, just because we've all gone now. I put probably for similar era for what you're talking about, Sean, maybe a bit earlier. And I think he's been mentioned recently, James Beattie. Because I know we had 2 spells at Sheffield United.
I did think Beattie as well. He was in my, that was when my original Everton link was thinking him.
Yeah. So Ben Osborne, who I think may still be there.
He was a Forest, I think, wasn't he?
Not Forest.
Was it not Forest, yeah.
And Ender Stevens.
That's the only reason you said him then. Tosh walked straight into that.
Once again, Bob, you've played me. Right then, we have our results, assuming my maths is correct. So slightly better guesses than last week, I think, all within the 50 mark, which is pretty good going, I'd say, for 167 for them 2 teams. In 5th place, a usual 5th place with 126 appearances would be Sean's guess, Ched Evans, 41 out. Okay, so yeah, Justice. In 4th place with 131, so 36 out, was John Carew, so Griffin's guess, our guest. So still pretty good effort. Next, very close to that, with 134, so 33 out, was Fabian Delph. So I was in 3rd position this week. In 2nd position this week, so we're left to Callum and Bob. Bob in 2nd this week, 182, so 15 out, so still a very, very good guess that. Well done. And now an extremely impressive guess, Tyrone Mings, 166, 1 out.
Shout.
1 out.
169, 169, shout.
It's a good job you remembered how to spell transfer market, Cal.
It was. There's no E in market.
Yeah, that's the key.
Transfer market.
No, very good guess that, Cal. You thought him straight from the off, fair play.
It's the only player I can think of who's been here for a few years, to be honest. I try and go for current.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah. Don't like to think back.
Probably best guess since the first couple of weeks. And Bob, how close was your Barnby one, Bob? Was that 1 out?
I think it might have been 2 or 3.
No, someone's been dead on, haven't they?
Well, I've been dead on, yeah. That was second week, but I was going to say 1st and 2nd week. Pretty close. 3 out it was, Barnby.
To be fair, I thought it was 169. Yeah. The thing, I would have...
Would you not have said Mings then if you knew that?
Oh, yeah. I would have tried to think of someone who's different, but no, yeah. I'm pleased with that. I don't know if it does anything to the leaderboard. Probably not. But,
I think you'd probably go above me now, I'd guess, but I'll play the game less, as I'm going to remind everyone every week.
Into 2nd, has put an asterisk next to my name.
No, my next to my name, all I want's an asterisk.
Very good. Now, some good shouts there. I think it's fun with the lower numbers. I think.
Yeah.
You can mix it up a bit. It's good with the lower numbers. But now, some good shouts.
You know why we know Cal's cheating? Because he's not starting it with "this could be way off" anymore.
Stop saying that.
Because he knows it's not way off.
I stopped saying it because you all said it. You can't say these things too often.
I've noticed he stopped saying that and good this week.
Yeah. Dodgy.
It was a very good shout. Well, Bob, that's it. I am the traitor.
Right, so let's have another look at our updated league table after 24 games. Bob is still on top on 64 points. Callum has managed to leapfrog Tosh, and he is now on 60 points. Tosh not far behind at all on 59, and Sean is last out of the 4 on 44. The guests altogether after Griffin's point are now on 18.
Sean, a couple of good weeks. Things happen.
I don't honestly. I want to be below the guests. That's my dream.
Can't get false accusations fired in your direction that way, Sean.
I mean, you can look at me pad if you want. I had Paul Pesky-Solido as one of my options.
Oh,
Was he married to Karen Brady? Is that him?
He still is, yeah.
Right. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Keeping Up Appearances. We hope you enjoyed it today. Sean beat us on any given Saturday with a pretty convincing win. To be fair, we struggled, so he done his job well there. We had an interesting Marooned 5. Lots of fun talk there with some good songs. Go and listen to them if you can. And Andy Cole's wonderful lyricism. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. We had Griffin nearly in tears over Jurgen Klopp, which was quite fun. And yeah, a great game of Keeping Up Appearances. So yeah, we'll say a big thanks to Matthew Griffin for joining us again this week. Some good talk on Klopp. I'm sure we'll see him again soon, possibly. And if Gimpshark do come calling, he's kind of backseat some merch. So yeah,
All Pringles.
Thanks.
No, thanks for having me. It was great. Thanks a lot. See you later.
So yeah, thanks for listening. Please go and vote on X for this week's Marooned 5. Share it with your friends, and we will see you all next week.